We are back with another episode of Bold American. We are missing Connor today. Nap time, I hear, was not cooperating. Kids are home from school. We've got a lot to talk about today, Rob. There's a lot going on.
We do.
But I want to kick it off by telling you about a new movie that's coming out from the creators of John Wick and Nobody. Comes the new movie Normal, a double-barreled shotgun blast of pure mayhem. For Sheriff Ulysses, played by Bob Odenkirk, the new job as a temporary sheriff in the quaint town of Normal, Minnesota, was meant to be a welcome respite from recent troubles. But when a botched bank robbery interrupts the peace, a dark secret is exposed, and Ulysses discovers that the town is anything but its namesake. Suddenly, everyone is trying to shoot the sheriff, and he has to rely on his wits and some crooks if he is able to survive the night. And that's all before the Yakuza show up, starring Bob Odenkirk, Henry Winkler, and Lita Headey. Call to action is to see it in theaters starting April 17th. Are you going to go see it? Do you like those kind of movies?
I think I will. I actually really like those kind of movies, and Bob Odenkirk is a fucking legend.
Okay. Sounds like a good one. Well, we have a lot to talk about today. Starting off, most importantly, I actually had to click off so we could start recording, but it might still be going on. There was a press conference with Donald Trump, General Kane, Pete Hegseth, and the director of the CIA going over and giving context to the rescue mission that happened yesterday on Easter Sunday. So for those that don't know, on Friday, April 3rd, Iran shot down an American F-15, leaving the ejected pilot and the weapons system officer on the ground and behind enemy lines. The rescue mission included dozens of planes and helicopters, hundreds of special forces, including members of SEAL Team 6, along with a variety of cyberspace and intelligence assets. The pilot was rescued several hours after the plane was shot down, but the weapons system officer was on the ground in Iran evading capture for over 24 hours. And yesterday, on Easter Sunday, we brought him home. Pretty incredible. Like, I remember I went to bed on Saturday night and I just kept thinking, this guy's out there somewhere. Like, where is he? This is just wild, you know? What are your thoughts?
No, I was pleasantly surprised that it was so successful. And I say that because the pilot, the pilot and the Wizzo of the F-15 Echo, they both ejected Friday. The pilot was found like a few hours, less than half a day after he was ejected, right? The Wizzo, the weapons systems officer, who I think was a lieutenant colonel in 2005.
Which I think he was a colonel. I think he was a colonel, actually.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised to hear that such a high-ranking, Air Force officer was actually the Wizzo. Regardless, this just goes to show why your training and physical fitness is so important, no matter what branch you are, no matter what service you're in. Colonels are typically on the older side of the military age group, right? And he didn't just eject, parachute down, land, and then just hide in a house. He trekked fucking 5 or 6 miles along ridges that he had no visibility in. He just took his military training, used his physical fitness and his smarts, and just evaded, capture for, I think, over a day or almost 2 days. And, there's a lot of adrenaline probably going on and, just like fear for your life and safety. But I think physical fitness plays a huge part in this. And, I guess shout out to the Air Force for maintaining those standards amongst its pilot corps and just doing the right training, the SEER training. But I mean, 5 miles, along ridges. I think that part of Iran is very desolate and deserty and tough terrain. So just crazy story. And then to your point, SEAL Team 6, hundreds of those guys were involved in this. Like, how cool is that?
Well, so they found him in a mountain crevice, which is just
Wow.
wild. Like, and I just kept thinking, again, the pilot was rescued pretty immediately, but imagine this guy, he's walking around going, oh shit, like I'm in Iran and
I'm deep in Iran.
Like,
it was,
yeah. And
yeah.
are they, I mean, he has to obviously know people are looking for him, but
yes.
Oh my gosh. And like your survival instincts have to kick in, but you have to have those survival like tactics to even know what to do. Like, and then they were talking today, a bit of what I caught in the press conference. I was listening to the CIA director speaking, and one of the things he said is, I mean, they had this whole, they basically had this whole kind of trick out to the Iranians, like, we've got him over here. Yeah. I mean, and think about like the ruses that were taking place, all these different agencies working together. It's pretty awesome. I did hear, I think Trump's tweet was like the greatest rescue mission ever. I don't know if it was that, but it sounded pretty freaking complex.
Incredibly complex. Awesome. And if Ryan, you were, I think, a young girl when the Iranian hostage crisis happened, right? I think. Or maybe right before you were born, but like,
wait, when was that?
I think 1979, 1980.
Yeah. I mean, I was not a young girl in 79, but
so that was a botched operation though. Yeah. Like we took, I think, 2 Chinooks to get our hostages out, captured in the US embassy, and then they crashed into each other in the middle of Iran. That event in, I think, 1980, 79, 81, around there, led to Jimmy Carter essentially losing the re-election.
Yeah.
And we established the Joint Special Operations Command because of that event, so that we have cross-channel communication between our joint services. Air Force is talking to Navy. Navy is talking to the Marines. Marines are talking to the Army. So that debacle of an event, shit had to happen for us to really dial in our Special Operations Command. And this is just such a huge milestone because the pilot is safe. I think he was very lightly injured, to my knowledge, and just such a swift, decisive operation. It wasn't like immediately over the border in Iraq or from Kuwait. It was, I think, maybe 100 miles in Iran. So,
well, the one thing Pete Hegseth just said that I caught him saying on the press conference is he basically said, we flew around in Iran's airspace for 7 hours in pure daylight. And nothing happened.
0 fucks. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they went on, and that's when we had to log on to kick off our show. But the last thing I heard was them talking about how, there's going to be another large attack, strike on our end. So they're not letting up. The one thing I did think about, though, and again, I think it's, I have 2 things around this. Number one, incredible that they brought him home, both of them home.
Yeah.
But outside of the tragedy that it would have been if they weren't able to find this guy, would be just the PR nightmare it would have been as well. Like, it wouldn't have been good. For what they're trying to accomplish right now, it wouldn't have been good.
Yeah, I echo that. I think the Iranians were edging. They were so hungry to get this guy. Like, it was, this will be a fucking movie one day. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And like this operation, I mean, the tweets have been going on since Saturday, but like, just think about the movie that's going to be this will be made. Hollywood will buy the rights somehow for this story, for this detail. Who do you think should play the pilots?
Well, according to the fake picture, AI picture that was
Yeah,
making
AI
its
slap.
rounds yesterday. It better be
Yeah.
someone really hot.
On Easter too. On Easter.
And I'm not going to say, I had that picture sent to me, and
Yeah.
I was like, and I'm not going to say who sent it to me, but I'm going to say the person that shared that with me originally did not know that it was AI. And I think they were just so lathered up that we had found the guy. And I sent it to you guys, our bold American crew, messing around. And I just write the word iconic underneath. And then Connor starts calling me out like, it's like, no shit, it's AI, Connor. Do I think that the SEAL Team 6 have these shit-eating grins on their face in this beautiful, like, the picture couldn't have been more perfect. Like that's just not what happened. But gosh, the image in my head of this Air Force colonel is a real good looking guy. So we got to find someone real good looking to play him.
We'll have to, when we clip this for social later, we'll impose that AI photo that Ryan's referring to so everyone can see it. But it's, to her point, I mean, as of this morning, 36 hours after the success of the mission, I'm still seeing that AI generated slop photo make its rounds on Facebook, LinkedIn, some Instagram stories.
There are elected officials that are putting
Yes,
that picture out.
Governor Abbott of Texas. What does that speak to? Like, if you're a comms person, Ryan, we work in marketing, communications, like that's part of our brands, right? It's part of what we also do to make a living. You have to be able to trust and verify. And like, there's so much content out there. There's so much shit out there. Don't you think that the press, the comms person of a elected official, especially someone of the state of Texas, would vet what goes out a little better?
I mean, you would think that, but for all we know, it's like a 22-year-old kid that wanted to be like first to the punch and be like, we're going to be the first one to put out this picture, and doesn't really understand like kind of the unwritten rules of when it comes to journalism and putting out things that just aren't verified. You can't do that. But all that to say is we brought our guy home on Easter Sunday.
How cool.
You say what you will, but mission success. It was pretty freaking awesome.
Mission accomplished. Back to my question though, before we shift topics here.
Yeah.
Who should play the pilots in a film?
See, I'm not real into like these young current actors because I don't watch film in the way you do. I'm going to say someone like totally old and outdated. I don't know. Who do you think should play him? I don't even know.
I think
I don't know. Fuck Chris Pratt. I mean,
he could do it.
You could definitely do it.
And that's a Chris Pratt bash here, but I feel like he's almost in so much nowadays where.
That's the thing. I know there's like younger up and coming.
I got one.
Okay.
I got one. Jake Gyllenhaal. I think Jake Gyllenhaal.
No. Oh God, I would never watch that movie.
What?
Never.
Why not? Why not?
Because I don't like. Have you listened to All Too Well 10-minute version?
No. What is that?
What?
It's
the 10-minute song that Taylor Swift wrote about Jake Gyllenhaal.
And what?
Yes, I would. I hate Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so wait. I didn't know Taylor Swift and Jake Gyllenhaal were a thing.
Yeah, when she was 20 years old,
she's been with a lot of men, right? A lot of successful men.
I don't think she's been with a lot of men. She's had some high-profile relationships. Okay. One of them being Jake Gyllenhaal. She wrote a song that is 10 minutes long about their entire relationship. I know the words to the entire song. And
is it all about him? Isn't that a little?
No, the entire song's about him.
Do they talk? Does she talk about his piece too? Like any stuff along those
He
lines.
broke her heart. He broke her heart.
Hmm.
Okay. That's all I'm going to say. And he's a piece of shit.
I guess I have to listen to the song.
You have to listen to the song.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to the song after we're done recording because this is mind blowing to me. He's one of my favorite actors, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Really?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a huge fan of Jake Gyllenhaal. What about, what's the guy that was, how am I not knowing his name? He was in Girls, the Marine. He's a Marine. In real
Adam
life.
Driver.
Adam Driver. Yeah.
He could be good. He could be good.
He might not be as good looking as we need them to be. In my mind.
Pull it off. He's 42.
Yeah.
I think
I think that's what you need, someone around their 40s, because if you're a colonel, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be around that age, early.
Jake
40s.
Gyllenhaal's 45. He's like 10 years older than me. And he looks he looks youthful.
Yeah.
You know who could be really good too? And Colin Farrell. I love Colin Farrell.
He's too old. He's too old.
Oh, I guess you're right.
He's like in his 50s, I think.
49.
Is he? I thought he was older.
But if you play a colonel, I mean, colonels have that, late 40s, early 50s kind of look.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll see.
Anyway, we'll see. I definitely think it's going to be made into a movie.
Yeah.
And yeah. But, the Swifties certainly wouldn't watch it if Gyllenhaal was the main
Oh, yeah.
character.
The Swifties. That's the audience we really want to capture with this film. Hollywood's really going to go after the Taylor Swift audience for this epic Fury, whatever the operation was called, rescue mission.
I am so upset Connor is not on today because I need to know if he knows like the backstory on All Too Well. Like I think he listens to a little Taylor Swift. I mean, Dave Portnoy certainly knows. Like
Dave does.
That's just like a mainstream thing that this 10-minute song was written about Jake Gyllenhaal. It has some of the best lyrics ever.
So Taylor is my age. She's 35, 36, right? So she wrote this 15 years ago?
Yeah.
I was still at West Point then.
Yeah.
Huh.
It was like
other shit going on. I was too busy.
He didn't show up to her house on her 21st birthday. She was waiting for him and he didn't show up.
Wow, was he like
and her dad said
was he
it's supposed to be fun turning 21.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like when you start talking to a A-list Hollywood actor, you have to know what you're getting into. And I'll listen to the song and I'll report back.
Yeah, listen to the song and let's talk about it next week. Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, so I want to switch subjects over to Artemis II. Today, they will be further into space than anyone has ever been before. Think about that.
Wow.
So I'm down in Florida right now, okay? I landed in Florida on Wednesday, and my flight kept getting delayed. And in fact, my 11-year-old son, last year for Christmas, it was either Christmas or his birthday, he's a big Lego kid, and I got him the Artemis II rocket, okay? And
That's cool.
And so we built it. I mean, it must be almost 3 feet tall. He's got it in his room. It took him about a month to put it all together. And it even has a little sign in front of it. And it says Artemis II set to launch in 2026. So Travis built this rocket before it was even, launched. And so when he found out like Artemis II was launching, he's like, oh, I want to see it. And I'm talking to my friend and he's like, you could probably see it. You're in Florida. So I like Google, can you see it in Jupiter? And it was like, yeah, Jupiter's a great spot to see rocket takeoffs. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm in the car. The guy who picked us up from the airport is driving us and I'm checking the app and it's like on hold. And I'm like, listen, this rocket is supposed to launch in like 20 minutes. Well, we're like 30 minutes to my dad's spot. I'm like, can you just pull off 95 on an exit? We want to see the launch. Well, then we can see that the launch is held up for about 10 minutes. We pull into, and I sent you guys the video, I think. We pull into my dad's cul-de-sac, and my dad and all his neighbors are standing in the cul-de-sac. The guy who drove us here gets out of the car and he goes, there it is. Like 30 seconds after we get out of the car, we just see Artemis II taking off. It was
so sick.
So freaking cool. Yeah, it was awesome.
So cool. Did you expect to be that close to Artemis or like see?
You mean like to go into Florida?
Yeah, like did you
No.
like a few weeks ago when you booked it or whatever, like
I was not tracking it at all.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Yeah. In fact, I wasn't really tracking it until the day of when my friend was like, Artemis II is taking off tonight. And I'm like, oh shit.
That's so cool.
But so these are but I've had a lot of conversations as a result of this mission. Do you have friends that don't believe in the moon landing?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. I have a lot of them. And so
I think it's getting more popular. It's just like a popular take.
Yeah. But they will, like I said, they're going to travel further from Earth than any other humans in history. And NASA is going to actually briefly lose contact with them. Which for me, like I always think about, okay, let me throw this out there.
Mm-hmm.
You're given the chance, Rob, we want you to come. We're looking for just a random guy to come. You know how they always pick, would you go?
Yeah.
Would you do something like this? Your responsibilities only include being on the rocket. Like you have no real responsibilities other than the opportunity to be part of this mission.
Would I want to go up to space? Fuck yeah. I think it is such an honor to be in one of those crews and have that responsibility.
But would you? I think
would I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
You would.
If I got an invite from some fancy person high up at the companies we know or whatever, or in like 5 or 10 years, someone's like, Ryan, Rob, Connor, we have 3 spots. We really need
American
you to come.
Crew.
We need you guys to come and report from the moon and then maybe Mars. Would you want to be the first podcast to record from the moon? I'd be like, fucking send me tomorrow. Like, this is so cool.
I mean, would I want to? Yes.
Yes.
Would I? I don't know. Like, even having these conversations right now, like my hands are kind of clammy. Yeah. Like I have like anxiety thinking about it.
That's fair.
Do you think Connor would do it? What do you think?
I
don't know if he would.
I don't know if I think Connor would probably want to be like, I want to stay in mission control on the Earth.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering. I'm trying to think what.
Also, knowing Connor, it depends what time of year. He would not do this during college football season. If he got an invite to go to the moon or to Mars, and it happened to fall in between September 1st and like December 31st, he probably would just like forget about it.
That's ridiculous. I'm mad at him, and he hasn't even given his answer. I mean, I guess I put my fear aside for the experience, right? But you are probably too young. You definitely are, because I think I was in I think I was probably in kindergarten, and I remember it. I remember the Challenger explosion. They wheeled a television into my classroom, and we watched it on TV, and we watched it blow up. And I remember there was a teacher on that mission. Again, they were kind of picking like just normal people for the experience. And I remember that, like, that's a core memory for me. And I remember my teacher just kind of like turning off the television.
Fuck.
Yeah. So
I remember I think that crew is buried in Arlington. And
Are
one of
they?
my earliest, I think so. The first time I went to Arlington when I was 6 or 7, I went to the JFK Memorial, the Eternal Flame, and then I think we went to the crew. Is that correct? Someone
Oh,
fact
you're
check
right.
me.
They are buried in section 46.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
In a
Yep.
communal grave. Wow, I didn't know that. I have to go
Mhm.
there sometime. I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, like,
So,
you have been to Arlington more than anyone should go probably, but, like, you are probably just every time you've been recently, you're probably just so busy with what you have to do. Um, and I feel like every time I've been there, I always learn about something after I leave, and I wish I would have seen it,
yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Well, all that to say, I think it's yeah, I say I would be too scared to go. I don't think if I was asked, I would be able to not go, you know? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. And if it was like a week, like, how long is Artemis gonna be up there? Do we know?
I think it's 10 just 10 days.
We could do 10 days. I mean, that's you could do it.
Yeah.
Think of all the content you would get working out on the spaceship and then working out on the moon.
Those would be some good workout videos.
Yeah.
Do you think Connor would say that it's annoying that I'm posting workout videos from space?
Strava from space. You're just,
Squats
like,
in
running in the
space.
same spot, and it's like,
I'm prepping
fucking
for the Mannion WOD in space.
yeah.
You know? What it is.
I would fucking do
Well,
it. I would 100% do it.
all right. Well, let's start working it. Let's see what we can do to be the first podcast in space. I mean,
Oh, yeah, we need to get ahead of
we're
it.
bold American. If any podcast is going to go to space, it should be us.
Let's hit up Jared Isaacman, who's the NASA administrator. I think we know some people who know him very well. So, yeah.
Okay. So it's not really a pipe dream. Let's manifest this.
No, I think it's happening by 2028.
2028. Oh my
We're
God.
trading now, Ryan.
Yeah. All right. Well, we
Oh,
also
man.
have some interesting news that I would love your take on.
Oh,
Top military leaders fired this week. Most importantly, the Army Chief of Staff, General Randy George,
yeah.
was asked to retire immediately. He did follow orders. He enlisted in 1982, served for over 40 years. He commissioned in 1988 as an infantry officer from your college, the United States Military Academy.
Correct, yeah.
Tons of different deployments. No official reason was provided for his removal, but speculations point to a clash with Hegseth over blocking promotions of specific senior officers, and also that he was not in alignment with the military agenda of putting troops on the ground in Iran. What are your thoughts? Do you know him? I don't know who he is.
I've met this man a few times. He's always been very,
Okay.
very awesome to me. And
Okay.
General George. Yes.
Yeah.
Couple things here, a couple thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to I have family friends that are 1, 2, 3, and some 4 stars. And I would say since Trump got back in office last year, I've communicated more with family and friends that I know that served as generals. And this unique firing specifically got me talking to some of those folks. And you know, when you play the game and you are a general, especially after 2 stars, once you get your second star and then you get a third, it's all politics. Like it's administrative, heavy political game. General George served his country very, very well. He was decisive. He deployed like 20 fucking times. He was a stud at West Point when he was a cadet, a great guy. Unfortunately, that this is the world we live in now, where if you are appointed by one administration, he was appointed, I think, by Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin. to be the chief of staff of the Army when Biden was still president 2 or 3 years ago. We all know how the HEGSEF Department of War organization lives and breathes, and we know how that climate is. It is literally the antithesis of everything that happened under Lloyd Austin and the Biden administration. My thoughts, what does Rob think? I'm actually surprised, and this is not anything political or like probably abrasive, but some people will probably think it is. I'm surprised General George lasted this long under HEGSEF. I really do. He survived. He did a year plus under this new administration. And regardless of if he even voted for Trump or if he was on some of those agenda items, like, and was a proponent of those, if you're not getting in line, and I know this is kind of fucked up, but if you're not getting in line with the Department of War and Department of Defense, like that's just how it is. And some of these guys have been around for so long too. And I'm not so sure on the point of like boots on the ground in Iran. Like, sure, we had some SEALs there, but like it's a very heavy fixed wing, like air battle more so than like sending troops on the ground. And maybe that's what General George didn't want to do. But General George also, if everyone's awareness, he was the Army Joint Chief of Staff. He was in charge of the U.S. Army, but he had no combat control. He was not in control of CENTCOM. He was not in control of PACOM or UCOM. So like he didn't really have that position he was in, does not have combat leadership authority as to what is happening on the ground. That's the CENTCOM commander's role and unique job as the 4-star. So that's a little context there. I think it's super unfortunate he was let go like that. At the same time, again, like same thing under Biden, same thing under Obama, same thing under Bush. Once you get past that 1 or 2-star rank, it's all politics and it's just the way of the land. I know that's a long answer, but I hope that provides people some clarity. I don't know the minutia of like the blocking of promotional, this and that. But again, like I'm just surprised that he survived, Brian, like a full year, just seeing how other people in the administration are being forced out.
Yeah. I mean, I think with all of these appointed positions, you serve at the pleasure of the president and the administration. And it just, you say it's unfortunate. I guess it would be if I knew him. I don't know him. So I think again, it doesn't seem like as big of a story as, I mean, people
it's only a big story because we're in this conflict with Iran.
Sure.
And I feel like that's why it's a story. You know what I mean? It's like a 4-star who literally serves 1 or 2 under HEGSEF, kind of, sort of, is up in that echelon, And so, but again, I think it's, dude, like, newsflash to people listening, like, he did 44 years.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, I know this is from my younger generation. When I was a lieutenant and I was a captain and we went and we deployed, a lot of those generals, and this is kind of where the HEGSEF Department of War mindset is, a lot of those generals that were in charge of Iraq and Afghanistan, and repeat deployments, we didn't necessarily do well in those conflicts. And so I hate to say it, but this is big boy shit. Like, we didn't necessarily win those conflicts, as you know, Ryan. So it's like, and now everyone wants to like cry and like be sad about a 4-star kind of. And look, I'm a West Point guy. I respect General George's service, but like it's just kind of like, all right, people get fired. Like, I don't know.
Taking it, he got fired. But again, 44 years of service. You don't want to discount that. Thank you for your service. Yeah. All right, moving on. This is a story that I am fascinated by.
Okay.
I did not realize, I thought it was a much smaller group. It's actually not. There are a ton of US scientists that are literally being taken out or gone missing. The one that I was tracking, and we talked about this before, was Major General William McCasland. He went missing on February 27th. He was a retired U.S. Air Force Major General, the former commander of Air Force Research Lab at Wright-Patterson. and he disappeared from his Albuquerque, New Mexico home. He left all his personal belongings behind. We have not found him. Okay. Then there's all these other stories. February 16th, Carl Grilmer, an astrophysicist who worked on NASA-supported projects. He was shot and killed on the front porch of his home. The suspect in a nearby carjacking was charged with his murder. So, okay, could be random. December, Nuno Luero, a fusion scientist at MIT, was shot in his home by the man responsible for the attack at Brown University. June, Monica Riza, an aerospace engineer linked to NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, disappeared while hiking. Still hasn't been found. Also in June, Melissa Casillas, an administrative assistant whose husband worked at the top secret military base at Los Alamos National Laboratory. She worked there too, forgot her badge. So she dropped her husband off at work, went home, and she went missing. Okay. All of her stuff was left at home and reset to the factory settings, which means that somebody knew how to do that. May, Anthony Chavez, another employee at Los Alamos, left his wallet, keys, and other personal items at his home, and his vehicle was found locked in his driveway. He's still missing. And this other guy, Frank Mawald, in July died, and his cause of death hasn't been released. And he was a lead researcher on a breakthrough that could help detect clear signs of life on other planets when he was killed. So there's all these, and I'm reading just tidbits, but there's all these connections between these people too. And all of these silos of like things that they were working on that kind of tie in together in this weird way, all having to do with NASA and aliens and all sorts of extraterrestrial stuff. I don't know. What are your thoughts? I think it's so weird.
I think it's incredibly weird. I think I was.
Do you think it's just coincidental, or do you think there's something more to it?
I feel like there's a lot of stuff that could come out any day, and I think it's gonna shock people. And there is a unique effort to cover that stuff. And I mean, I heard about Nuno Luero in the nuclear space being taken out, and that caused a huge shock in that nuclear community, and all these other folks from Los Alamos and the general, like 2-3 weeks ago, in February.
Well, the general one. Sorry to cut you off, but the interesting thing about that was that he went missing like days before the administration said we're releasing all the files on extraterrestrial life. So that one, I don't know. We talked about this before about like the releasing of these files, and I still stand by. I don't want to know what's in these files because there's some things should just be left better unknown for me.
Well, if you find out what's in the files, maybe that'll entice you to get up to space when we go up. You know what I mean?
No, it definitely would not.
You're gonna be extra scared. I mean, look, we have Space Force now, Ryan. We have a lot more going on the moon, soon to be Mars. Like, there's stuff up there, and maybe there is a effort from certain parties to keep things quiet for now before things slowly start being released. But I mean, 2 of these 3 people or 3 of those folks that you just named all went missing while hiking, right?
Yeah. And they left all their personal belongings behind.
It just doesn't stop going hiking if you're a scientist.
And you have anything to do with NASA and extraterrestrial life.
Yeah, maybe stop going into the desert.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Maybe go in the casino. Maybe stay where there's a lot of people. I don't know.
there's a lot of people that go missing in casinos though too.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
common place to go missing.
that's true. Yeah, sorry, I take that back.
It actually is. Yeah. We actually, I neglected to kick off with our last 72. So how was your Easter weekend?
It was so chill. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was just now that my daughter is 10 months old, my son is almost 3. You can kind of do the Easter stuff. You can do the family events a little better. I don't. It's just like we have our groove now, so that's cool. Um, but yeah, got some good workouts in over the weekend. Really like laid back Easter weekend. I love Easter. It's slowly becoming one of my favorite holidays because it's just once you have a family, it's really nice.
Yeah. You sent us a picture of you and your wife and your kids in the crying room at
Yeah.
church.
Oh
And
yeah.
it brought back a lot of memories. I spent a lot of time in the crying room at church where you're just
Yeah.
like, why are we here?
Yeah.
But our
And it's
kids are just
like you
but
feel like you're in a police station, maybe, or you're just
yeah.
like you're trying to listen to what the service is saying and what the pastor's saying or whatever. And yeah, it's one of those moments where you're just like, you're just very blessed though. I'm very grateful with where I'm at. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
still down here in Florida
Yeah.
at
Okay.
my dad's place in Jupiter. So we came down last week, my son and I. My daughter Maggie obviously couldn't leave Navy.
Right.
And but and
Well,
my
so
other daughter,
she couldn't leave Navy though because she is on a really good lacrosse team, right?
I mean, yes, she could not leave Navy because of lacrosse. She had a game on Saturday, in fact.
That's right.
They played Boston University, won again.
Yeah, Navy and Army won. Yeah.
Yep. And then my other daughter's actually in Italy. She's
Oh wow.
my 17-year-old. I'm like, oh, she's in Italy with on a school trip with a bunch of her
Cool.
friends.
Cool.
And it was kind of hard to let her go out but she's having a great time and I'm super happy
Nice.
she's getting that experience. But I like Easter. One of the reasons I like Easter too is I feel like it's just kind of you see the spring coming, and especially
Yeah.
you maybe don't feel it as much as we do on the Northeast, but
Right.
you start to see the flowers poking out and it's just
Yeah.
like,
It's a vibe.
that seasonal depression is going away a little bit.
Yep.
You're like, okay, the warmer weather is on the horizon. So yeah, it's always a nice time to get back to that. Yeah.
I completely agree. And the season changes a little earlier here in the desert in Las Vegas, but there is something to be said though. You can feel that vibe change like amongst family or friends when you communicate with people. It sounds really like strange, but it's just nice to be surrounded by so much family too on Easter. Like Christmas is one thing, you kind of just you do it. Same with Thanksgiving, right? It doesn't feel forced, but it's like you do it. Easter to me has always been different each year, and it's like sometimes we go big, sometimes we go small, but it's
Yeah.
always really nice and pleasant. It's a little easier to like maybe because it's less marketing and it's just like Easter, like resurrection of Jesus Christ. Da, da, da. And I don't know. I just feel like it's a little easier of a holiday to kind of enjoy and
Yeah.
just kind of,
I think it's a more low-key holiday. I
yeah,
don't want to take away from especially, as a Catholic in the Catholic religion,
right.
it's a very significant holiday, but
Yeah.
in the traditional way in which we celebrate, it's more low-key. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad. And I think Connor, he had a great weekend too with family. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's once you have children, Easter is just better. When I was like in my 20s, it was like, okay, like whatever. But now that I have children,
Yeah.
it just means a lot more.
Totally different with kids. Yeah. So, only caveat for me this week is
Mhm.
that you mentioned my daughter could not leave because she's playing lacrosse right now. Army Navy lacrosse, women's lacrosse game next Saturday in Annapolis. Um, Navy is currently ranked 8th in the nation. The rankings came out this morning. Army is ranked 12th. It's
Yeah.
going to be such an incredible game. I actually I actually shot a message over to Theo, and I
Okay.
said, "Am I going to be seeing you next week?" And yep, he said he'd be in Annapolis for the game, so I'm super excited
Cool.
for that. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. So
I love that. I love that. I
yeah.
wish I could be
What
there.
about
Next
you?
year we should.
Any?
Um, this weekend is actually my children's baptism. Um, and so
Oh
we have a
wow,
ton of
that's
family.
significant.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing both. Knocking them both out. On Sunday. So that'll be fun. We have a lot of family coming in, a lot of family and friends coming in. So yeah, and we will watch the game though Saturday. We'll have it up at my house and we have family over. We'll put on CBS Sports and we'll watch it. So I was an Army lacrosse manager. So like I love both programs.
Yeah, so the women's team plays at Navy at noon, and then men's
Okay.
play up at West Point. I don't know, maybe the game's at 3, but it's after
Yeah.
the women's game. It might be 6 o'clock. I don't know, but I know it's later in the day. So big weekend for Army Navy
Yes.
lacrosse next weekend.
Yes.
Looking forward to it. Lots going on in the world today. We're missing Connor, but always great to see you. And to our listeners, as Captain Cons would say, make it a great week.